Honestly, if a man is worried about a woman marrying him for his money, he A, doesn't have any, or B, doesn't have any.
And remember, unless a woman signs a prenup, she is after you for your money.
Exactly. And the proof is in their own behavior. When women earn good money, they don't marry down. They don't look for men who make less than they do. They're not naive enough to hand over their assets to someone else. Yet they still expect you to hand over yours without conditions. That's not love. That's hypergamy. Today, we're going to analyze surplus women who are not wife material. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Hit the like button and leave your comment below. Let's get started.
So my friend went out with a guy 2 times. And then she tells me while we were sitting in the car that she was getting really frustrated with him. She was frustrated by the way he was texting, by him not planning the next date, and it was really starting to irritate her. And you know what I said? I was like, girl, why the fuck are you irritated? It is too early for you to be irritated, frustrated, anything like that. Because in the beginning of dating, you should be fully in observation mode, not feelings mode. You are literally supposed to just be observing who he is naturally, how he treats you naturally, the effort he puts in naturally, not getting frustrated when he doesn't, because you're just learning who this fucker is. And if you're getting worked up, irritated, anxious, overwhelmed, frustrated, angry, sad, that's not on him, that's on you. He should not have this hold on you after just a couple dates or even a couple weeks or oftentimes even a couple months. Nobody needs to have that level of power over you. Yeah, it can be rude if, the way somebody's texting, or it can be disappointing that they're not reaching out for another date or whatever the situation is. But to let it actually work you up and bother you and take up your brain space and your energy and your focus, absolutely not. I'll tell you what I would do. If they're not putting in effort, I'm not putting in effort. If they are not showing that they like me, I don't like them. If they aren't putting in the work, you sure as hell better believe that I'm not either. If I'm questioning where they stand after 2 dates, I'm backing off. It's only been 2 dates. I don't need to get so excited about the potential of someone based on just a couple dates with them that my feelings are that affected. And you don't need to either. I used to do this, believe me, I get how hard it is. I know I was the queen of doing this. And I'll tell you, on the other side of things, it is so much better over here. This is how we make dating fun again. This is how we make dating easy. So much better. I'm Allie. I'm a dating and mindset coach. I want to help you let dating be easy. Let dating be fun, where you don't have to do all this work for somebody who's not reciprocating it. You're not getting anxious and overwhelmed and frustrated, because there's no need to. If you want to date like me, you definitely can. I would love to help you get to this place. Go to the link in my bio to work with me.
My problem is that I think chivalry needs to be applied to everything in life.
I don't think that's someone's actual problem at all. I think they just don't understand what chivalry actually means.
For example, say a guy and a girl are at the stoplight in their cars, right? If the guy clearly sees it's a girl in their car, like, I'm just a girl, he needs to let her go first. I don't care who pulled up first. Am I wrong for that? Am I delusional? Because
I would say yes.
I'm not. I literally will be in my car and I'm like, go, you bitch ass man.
I think one of the biggest problems that we are currently facing in this world is a lack of education, because there seems to be an awful lot of individuals that keep using certain words without any actual concept of what they mean. Because chivalry, depending on the time period in which you're referring to it being used, can have multiple different meanings. However, in the modern time, it normally refers to the common courtesies that a man would show to a woman, such as opening a door. But there are some individuals out there that seem to think that chivalry means they are entitled to certain privileges simply because they are a woman. That has nothing to do with chivalry. That is someone's own sense of entitlement.
I saw this comment saying that men are finding peace alone and don't really benefit from dating anymore. And honestly, some men probably do feel that way. But psychologically, we are not wired to thrive in isolation. Most people want connection, intimacy, and partnership. Now, the problem isn't that relationships don't benefit men. The problem is a lot of people were never taught social skills or emotional awareness that make relationships actually work. So instead of learning those skills, some people just decide it's easier to check out of dating entirely. Luckily, confidence, communication, and social awareness are all learnable skills. That's what we coach guys on inside Muse. We help men understand social cues, communication, and awareness so they can build real connections instead of just guessing their way through dating.
Dating coaches always tell the same story. I'm the prize. But nobody asks them the most obvious question. Where's your partner? If your method works, show me the results. Don't try to sell them to me in a $300 coaching program. That's one reason so many women are single today. They bought into the idea that they should be put on a pedestal, that the man has to chase, plan, and put up with everything. They call that chivalry. I call it a simp in a necktie. A real man doesn't dance to whatever tune she sets. That's not courtesy. That's submission. And we're not simps.
I wish I was chill as a dude. Bro, they are living so peacefully because they just like either don't care or no, they just don't care. Once I texted a guy saying I'm upset and he didn't even call me. He just texted me back like an hour later like, ha ha ha, why? And then I was like, never mind. And then he was like, oh, come on. And that's it. And then I didn't answer that. And then that's the last time we spoke. And I was like, that is so, that's so awesome. That is so awesome. I wish I had that ability because I mean, I have lost sleep because I answered someone's DM like 2 hours late and I felt bad. It was spam, but I felt really poorly. I was like, yes, I do want Ray-Bans. I'm so sorry.
So I've been talking to a guy and he's pissing me off, okay? He's been very inconsistent with the way that he's communicating because, like, when we're together, the conversation's great. When we're not, it takes him like 4 to 6 hours, maybe a business day, to get back to me. And then I'm like, okay, weird, don't love it. I kind of ghosted him for a second there. And then he resurfaced, and then asked me, how is the Lunar New Year going? And then I was like, is it a little bit late to ask that? It's like the 4th already. And then he said, oh, I've been busy. And then I said, final answer, you promise you're busy? Yeah, and he never said anything back. It's been almost a day. And then my friend texted me today. She sent me a TikTok, and that TikTok says, if you like someone, block them. And then she told me, I dare you to block that guy. Nothing I love more than a dare. I blocked him instantly. Now you have my address. If you want to talk to me again, send flowers, bitch. Like, this is crazy. Who? Nothing thrills me more than a dare and blocking someone who's messing with my peace. Anyways, I run a strict program and sometimes I forget like blocking people is an option because like I work in business development, so it's like nah, I can't really do that. I love negotiations and like keeping the peace, but anyways, I will keep my peace when it comes to that. Anyway, oh god, I love being a woman. I love my best friend so much.
Stop it. Get some help.
Men live in peace because they understand something she never will. Life doesn't owe you anything. Your greatest asset isn't your looks or your money. It's your mindset. There's a book that explains it perfectly. As a man thinks, so becomes his life. That's why you see single men building, creating, and moving forward while others are blocking people over the latest TikTok challenge. And if she blocks you, don't even blink. I have one rule. I don't stay where I'm not wanted. The moment you decide to leave, the door is open. No drama. No begging. No chasing. There are plenty of roads ahead and plenty of people you'll meet along the way.
Girl, go let him be with his kind. You are wearing him out. All he wants to do is lie, cheat, gaslight, rinse, repeat, and you're here messing up his little circus act. Why is he struggling? Because your intuition is Olympic gold. Your memory is FBI level archives. Your self-awareness, please, that's untouchable. You're over here like, wait, didn't you just go fill up the gas tank yesterday? Where are you driving, to Mars? And so yeah, of course he's panicking. And honestly, just do him the favor. Let him go cheat in peace with somebody who's too distracted to notice. You go upgrade. Go find a man who's not just a red flag, but the whole damn parade. Drop the clown and get yourself a grown-ass man, girl. You got this.
Gotcha, bitch!
So who's with me on giving up on potentially ever dating ever again? Like, so many guys want just to get effed and to not have like a relationship. They want the benefits of having someone in their life without having to do anything to keep them in their life. I've done so much work on myself. I've recognized all of those horrible wounds that I've had from when I was younger, the reasons why I choose to tend to like feel comfortable in chaos, knowing that I'm gonna need to find somebody who's not chaotic because that's gonna be healthy and chaos is not. I want to wake up to a partner and know that not only do I have support for them and care and love for them, but they also have that for me. Like, I want them to know that I have their back, and I want to know that they have my back too. And I'm sorry, but the amount of guys that are out there that are very unemotionally intelligent, they're unemotionally regulated, is a lot. I say most men, because look at my freaking comments section. Yeah, do I have guys that are saying, well, I did this and I did that and she's still left? Do I believe that there are women that are out there that get into relationships and have ill-mannered ideas as to what that relationship should be? Of course I do. Just not as much as I see it in guys. I don't know, I guess maybe I'm just frustrated at the dating market and guys that just don't follow through, and I'm just frustrated.
What's happening today is what I call the selection trap, the belief that the man you have is never enough. A woman can meet a man who has everything she needs to be happy, but she finds one item on her endless checklist that doesn't measure up, so she lets him go. Why? Because she believes the next man will have it. That mindset turns every person you meet into a competitor against the imaginary perfect man in your head. The problem is that the complete package doesn't exist. Nobody is perfect. People who spend their lives looking at someone else's greener grass often forget to water their own.
The most frustrating thing about men is the fact that they refuse to acknowledge when they are being flirted with. We'll go, "You're so handsome," and they just go, they look so confused to the point where you're like, they obviously want nothing to do with me. That's okay. Won't do that again. And later you find out they liked you the whole time. So, what?
Ladies, if you're dating seriously, you need to do this one thing. So I've changed up my strategy lately. Before, when I went on dates, I was like chit-chatting, like having a conversation, just going with the flow. And usually I was the one making most of the conversation. And quite often men didn't ask me questions. So I've been reflecting on this process and I was like, okay, well, I need to change something up because I'm going for all these wrong men. So what I did was when I met up with him, I was having like a bit of small talk for a bit. And then at one point I just stopped asking him questions and I wanted him to start asking me questions about my life. And the moment I did that, the moment I stopped asking questions about his life, the conversation went dead. Like, I'm talking awkward silence. And prior to that, I was like just listening to story after story after story about him. And I was like, I wonder if I don't ask any more questions of what he's going to say. So I just went quiet and nothing was said. And then I said, okay, I think I'm going to go. Like I said, that's what I said. I didn't say I got to go anywhere. I just said, I think I got to go. And then I literally just walked off. And I am so glad I did because I didn't waste any time. That was like a half an hour date in and out. That's how you do it, chicks. You know, I reckon if you just shut up and see if they're genuinely interested in you. Because I definitely wasn't interested in him. And he obviously wasn't interested in me. So, bye-bye.
Oh, hell no!
Young men today aren't very used to receiving compliments. In fact, I'd argue there are men who have never heard anything positive about their appearance. That's why many of them assume it's just the usual kindness that comes right before a rejection. because they've probably experienced that scenario before. The second woman represents a growing problem in modern dating, accepting dates with men they have no genuine interest in, just for the experience of going out. They're not even attracted to the guy they're having dinner with. For reasons like this, I'll keep saying that coffee dates are the smartest option. They're simple, low investment, and they quickly reveal whether there's real interest or if someone is just there to pass the time.
Dating and shit is so fucked up in this generation right now that we literally get excited over the bare fucking minimum. Oh, he texts me back fast. Okay. Oh, he took me on a date and he paid for it. Okay. He didn't try to sleep with me the first night. Okay. This shit is bare fucking minimum. Like bare minimum. It's sad because we're used to such shitty treatment and such like low quality shitty men that when a man acts correctly, we're like, oh my god, holy shit, like he's amazing. No, this is what they should be doing. When a man actually likes you and wants to be with you, like he does this shit anyways. Stop settling, don't be stupid.
I just blocked another man, let me tell you why. Asked me, what are you doing on Friday at 7? You know what? I'm free. He's like, let me know what place. Be a man and lead. This man ends up picking Sparrow, a rooftop bar in Fort Lauderdale. Fancy, DJ, they're serving Lobster. Goes up in a backwards baseball hat, sunglasses, at night, and ripped jeans. Oh my god. We sit down, we get to talking. Tell him I'm a content creator. He goes, do you know the actual numbers with being successful on that? Dinner ends, he pays as he should. Asked me to go to a next spot, and I'm like thinking I don't really want to, but I guess. Proceeds to not walk me to my car, and it should have ended there, but it didn't. I call him and say I changed my mind about where I want to go, and he goes, low key, that's like a pain in the ass thing to do. Still, for some reason, waiting for this man at the bar. 15 minutes. I texted him, thanks for dinner, I'm going home. Blocked.
Then they talk about minimum effort, yet they put in none themselves. The guy asked her out, picked the place, and maybe made a few mistakes along the way, but at least he was making an effort. Then, out of nowhere, the date ends, and she blocks him. That's it. That's the modern dating standard for a lot of women today. There's no suggestion. No, I don't really like this place, can we go somewhere else? Nothing like that. It's simply, you failed my test, I'm out. Then they wonder why men are becoming less willing to take initiative. When we do take initiative, we run into situations like this. And that's one reason you see so many people repeatedly running into the same wall, making the same mistakes, over and over again.
Women.
We've reached the end of the video, but before we wrap up, we want to leave you with 2 questions for the comments. Do you think dating coaches do more harm than good for the women who follow them? Have you ever found yourself competing against the imaginary man she has built up in her head? And if you got something out of this video, you already know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Every bit of support helps us reach more people and continue bringing you this kind of analysis. We'll see you in the next video on the wall.